From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop Dibiase, the Primetime Capper, and it is time for the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. And man, we have ourselves an awesome weekend that we just had in the NFL, in the MLB, and in college football as well too. And it's just getting more and more exciting by the week because we're at that point of the year where you got the beginning of football, the end of baseball, and everything is just a straight up sports nirvana. Because then what else do you have coming? You got basketball coming as well too, and then you know that boxing has kind of had a revival year with having some of their best fights that they've had in the last few decades. So we're having a great sports year here in 2023, and let's go ahead and continue talking about all these great sports that we talk about on a daily basis here on the Primetime Angles. And up first, let's go ahead and get into the boat report. The boat report. We have the Chargers dropping to 0-2. Chargers lose 27-24 in OT at Titans. Now are 0-2 to start the season. What needs to be fixed to get back on track? Now, pretty much yesterday, the Chargers opened up with a 14-point lead. Okay, they were up 14-0. And within, say, about 2 drives for the Titans, it was 14-10. Okay. And pretty much what happened was that the Chargers did exactly what they've been doing like every single week for like the last 15 years. Playing a game where they look great and then playing a game where they look absolutely garbage. And I truly feel like it's like, where do we go from here? It seems every coach over the last 2 decades for this team has the same outcome every single year, where you have a team that plays their absolute best and then they can play their absolute worst all in one game. They can be a team that wins one week, then loses the next week, win 2 in a row, then lose 2 in a row. That's been the story of the Chargers. This is the only team I know that is like literally living to be 8-8, or now 8-9, or 9-8. That's the new number for it now. But yesterday, what happened in that game, Herbert played lights out again. That's my biggest problem. Herbert played excellent. Herbert has no turnovers over the first 2 games of the season. He's the second highest paid quarterback in football. He hasn't had the same issues as the highest paid quarterback in football, who literally is not even putting points on the board right now. So you have a defense that just decides to really not step up to the plate when it's time to step up to the plate. You have guys who are supposed to be leaders making boneheaded plays. Derwin James, unnecessary roughness yesterday with the head-to-head hit that he had. You had some good moments yesterday from the front seven, who had 5 sacks in the game yesterday. How do you lose this game? It's because what happened in the final minute of the game. When the Chargers were driving to try to get the lead, they settled for a field goal literally on purpose. Herbert designated them all. He got them all the way to the 5. He was chewing up that drive. The drive should have ended in a touchdown. They were at 55 seconds. They looked over to Mike Vrabel to call a timeout. He's not going to call a timeout for you. He's from the school of Belichick. He knows if he has the lead, just keep the clock running. It's not on me to stop the clock. It's on you to stop the clock. And I felt like the Chargers were not playing to win. You have to use all 3 of your timeouts up so you can give yourself as much time as possible to win this game. Not to tie the game, win the game. And that was the only way you were going to win yesterday. You had to win the game. You couldn't play for the tie. And you played too damn good to play for the tie yesterday anyway. And you still went ahead and did it. And it seems like this has been Brandon Staley's career. And I just really feel like if he would have been with any other organization that is built up a Super Bowl winner, he would have already lost his job. Straight up. And Kellen Moore is not a great offensive coordinator. You're calling running plays when you need to call pass plays. You're calling pass plays when you need to call running plays. And he gave them no opportunity to really score a touchdown on that drive. It was absolutely pathetic what happened to a Chargers team that looked like a well-oiled machine throughout the whole game on the offensive end. And then they looked like the Little Giants at the end of the game. It was pathetic. And I think that they truly need to sit down with Coach this week and let Coach know this is unacceptable. You cannot keep losing games like this. 2 weeks in a row, you've lost games by less than 3 points. It's just absolutely pathetic. And I feel like the Chargers may need to make a change already in the season. I know it's really early in the year, but I feel like they have to possibly make a change at the head coach position or possibly fire the offensive coordinator as well too, because the offense is playing really good and they're doing well, but they're not moving like they did last year, in my opinion. I feel like they're not clutch at all, and they're trying to be a team that they're truly not. Yeah, they got some good running backs, but they don't have the bell cows, and that's where they have their issues at. They have versatile running backs. Now, if they had LaDainian Tomlinson type or old Ronnie Harmon type, they would be fine. But to me, there's just a lot of things that the Chargers have to fix internally. And it's not that they're that far away. They've lost these games by a few points. They could be 2-0 right now. They're the only team I know that could possibly snap out of this 0-2 situation and still win their division. They're in okay shape because the Chiefs are 1-1. Okay, the Raiders are 1-1, but nobody's worried about the Raiders. And the Broncos is actually a good thing for you right now. They're 0-2. Okay, so there's a lot of things that are still in good favor for the Chargers, but the biggest problem right now is they have to come together as a full unit. They need the best from their offense and the best from their defense and the best from their special teams. And they need to have a true leader, not just somebody on the sideline holding a clipboard. They need a leader who's going to get them home, who's going to make the necessary calls to win football games, not go off the script that he's been handed. Don't be a robot, coach. Don't be a robot. All right. So with that, we're going to go ahead and move forward, and we will get into our previews for Monday Night Football. And up first is the Monday Night Football game on ESPN, and we have the Saints and the Panthers going at it. Saints coming in here 1-0. Panthers are 0-1. We got a +3 spread over under a